Hey, hey there. So if you watched my intro to my 2 to 4 box that I posted, so basically this is going to be 10 to 14 boxes for a boy and a girl. When I originally was filming the boxes, I did not have any intention of putting them both in the same video, but I just realized that my videos were so short that I decided to combine them. So you've got my 2 to 4 boy and girl, my 5 to 9 boy and girl, and my 10 to 14 boy and girl videos as 3 separate videos instead of 6 separate videos. But I honestly just feel that's better, and I think having a boy and girl in the same video will give you a little bit of comparison and contrast ideas as to what I include in all of my shoeboxes. There's a lot of similarities between them, and there's a couple differences, and there are some things that are kind of like they don't really have a specific gender, like balls and things like that, pretty much like boys and girls can play with. There are some things that are more boyish and more girlish, but hopefully this gives you some ideas as to what I include in my boxes. I did not intend on having this be like a compare contrast video, so I didn't like specifically pick these 2 shoe boxes. This is just showing you a general boy 10 to 14 box and a general girl 10 to 14 box. Not even all of my boy 10 to 14 boxes are the same, and not all of my girl 10 to 14 boxes are the same. There are some staple items that I include, but they're not all the same, and there's no right or wrong answers as to what to include in your boxes, because not even all mine are the same. So like there's no way I expect yours to look like mine or anything like that. These are just some ideas. I have some staple items that I always include. I'm sure other people have different staple items that they always include that I don't necessarily have, if that makes sense. So hopefully, long story short, I hope you enjoy watching this video and get a little bit of a sense of what I include for boy and girl 10 to 14. Okay guys, I am super proud of this boy 10 to 14 box. I honestly have such an easy time doing these boxes, and I know a lot of people say that they have a hard time doing them. And so hopefully this just shows you how you can do it easy. So boy 10 to 14, if you think about it, in at least American grades, in most of the world honestly, a 10-year-old boy is going to be in 5th grade, 14-year-old boy is going to be going into maybe 9th grade. So it does span quite a while of like grades and maturity level. However, they are becoming young men, but they still like toys and things like that. So got a notebook. We've got our school kit, like always. I put an extra little timer thing in there just because I think it would be cool for them to have it to play with. And then this is a ruler. It's a foot long, but it folds out. It has a little mechanism there. We have I just put this in as kind of a filler item, just a little coloring thing. And it comes with some crayons. If the younger age gets it, they'll probably use it more than the older age, but who knows, they might like to color it too. This is a little dartboard. Now, I did try this, and it does work, and it's just, I don't know if it's magnetic or what, but you can throw it and you can get them in there. I thought this is a great idea. They're not sharp, and kids could really enjoy this. You do have to have somewhere to like hang it, but I think most kids have some sort of like small place they could hang it, even if it's on the outside of their house, and then they can play with friends. This is just a little unused bandana. This is the first aid kit, and I included a couple little sewing pieces. But I have a video on what's included in my first aid kits. You can kind of see the nail clippers, the tweezers. Now, the toothbrushes are a little bit unique. So this one is called Flossy Brush, and it got like invented. I bought it from their website, and at the end of this, you're supposed to hook around a piece of floss and use it that way. Now, even if they don't figure it out, I mean, it's still a toothbrush, so I always like to do 2 toothbrushes. We've got a tennis ball, again, playing with friends, a deodorant stick. Oh, you know what I did? Oh my goodness, I didn't put my soap bars in here, but I will put those in here. We've got an entire thing of erasers. They're just little ones, and I didn't really see a point in breaking these up. It's not coming in great, but that would be great. This is an inflatable globe, and even if they don't speak English, I think you can kind of, you know, start figuring out where things are, and you can play with this with your friends, kind of bounce it around. We've got a hat like I talked about in a video. These really are great quality. I feel like, I mean, a lot of these items can be classified as wow items, and I don't really even, if I don't have a wow item in a box, I make a conscious effort to put one, but I feel like a lot of my boxes have more than one. Like this dartboard, I guess, could be considered one. The hat, this is my wow item, or what I consider to be my wow item. It's an entire Lego kit. I got it as part of an entry fee for a Lego race that I did. I put everything into this one bag, and this is the instruction manual. It has photos instead of words, so it could help them figure out all kinds of different things to make with these Legos. Spoon and fork, comb, a little tool, 2 pairs of socks, a casual one and a more dressy one. Now these obviously are going to be for more of an older side, but if they're not older, they can give them to someone. These are size 14 underwear, so I do have on my list to buy a smaller size, like a 10 or a 12. And then we've got our washcloths. Again, I didn't put the bag in, but I am going to bag up everything in here, set this aside, and then put it into a shoebox later. Oh, I've also got these 2 little puzzles as well. So hopefully this gives you some ideas for a boy 10 to 14, even if you don't have a lot of items. I mean, if you really add up the value of this box, it's quite expensive. But as far as I was concerned, this was essentially free because we had it. We had like 6 of these sitting around our house. I have put others in shoeboxes. This could probably be more on the expensive side, but again, it was essentially free because we were doing the 5K anyway. Hopefully this gives you some ideas. You don't have to go out and buy like a full real Lego set. You can get an off-brand one, or you can get a small one. And these are things that, you know, a boy 10 to 14, just think of a 5th grader to a 9th grader and then make your box. And hopefully that helps. Okay, so over here we have got a girl 10 to 14 box. Now personally, I find these the absolute hardest. Not because I can't think of what to give them, because there is not enough space to give them everything I want inside of a shoebox. I want to give them like 2 or 3 shoeboxes full of stuff, just because, I don't know, I feel like girl 10 to 14 is just such an important age that I want to make sure they feel loved and equipped to handle everything that's coming. So I'll explain a little bit as I go through this. So that's the bag that's going to be inside of the box. I did get it up at Cornell when I was visiting colleges with my sister, and who knows, maybe this child will look up Cornell and decide that they want to go there. That would be nice. So as always, we've got our school kit, we've got a notebook. I probably should put some stickers in there for fun. And we have an entire school kit. I've got an entire video as to what's in here. We got scissors. I do have some cuter type of little erasers in here, like a penguin, and his wings and feet are removable and stuff, so you can kind of play with them as well. But that's our school kit. Inside of here, we have our first aid kit and our sewing kit. And you know what? I forgot to put hair ties in here. So I'm going to go back and stick some scrunchies and some hair clips in here. But that's what this is, and that's a reusable container that I've upcycled from Ipsy, because I was for a while getting kits every 6 months, just like the small ones, and it comes inside of these containers, which I have no use for all of them, so I've been upcycling them for Operation Christmas Child. This box is so packed, honestly. I'm so scared I'm not going to be able to pack it again. We have a little rose here, which I just think is so cute for that age group, and you can kind of, you know, unravel it and pretend like you've got a rose. Well, you do have a rose. It's stuffed rose. A whistle. I just think they're adorable, and it could be a safety item. A hat. I talked about this in my Marie Kondoing my house. I found so many hats from so many like half marathons and 5Ks, and they're all great quality. So I'm including these in a lot of my boxes. They've got like the sweatbands here, and they have kind of the, you know, the running workout material, and has kind of mesh to let some air through in here. So hopefully she enjoys that. I loved these spirographs when I was younger, and those are the little pieces it comes with, and then she'll have to put paper in there. I mean, I guess she can use notebook paper. I hope that's okay. Maybe she'll have access to some regular paper, but I don't really have room to put any extra paper in here. But I really loved doing these when I was about that age, so hopefully this child enjoys that. I'm sure it's pretty self-explanatory because there's a sample there, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory. She'll be able to figure out how to use it. We've got our 2 bars of soap inside of the soap savers. We've got our hairbrush that kind of pops out with a mirror. We've got our 2 little puzzles. I know that at this age, fine motor skills are pretty set. I don't know why this is so blurry. Okay. Fine motor skills are pretty set, but they can still develop some brain skills. I mean, puzzles are always a good thing to do. Have this little set of fake nails. This is kind of on the borderline, I think. This could be 5 to 9 or 10 to 14. This is kind of maybe for the younger version of this age group, but who knows? Maybe an older kid would enjoy that as well. Continuing on, I originally was going to make this a Care Bear theme, and I just didn't have enough stuff and kind of ran out of space for some of the other Care Bear things. So, but we do have an art activity kit here. We've got a deodorant, which I put in the older girl boxes, a spoon and fork. I've talked about those before. 2 toothbrushes, which is generally what I do. We have a little bracelet here, this is actually something else that I found in my house, just kind of sitting in a drawer. And now inside of here, if I can get it out, I have some beads. And I figure she can maybe make some bracelets or something. So I've included this, which is stretchy. It's actually fishing wire, I think. But I hope that she can, well, I'm sure she can put 2 and 2 together and figure out to use this string to make bracelets with for the beads. We have 2 gloves. These are really nice gloves, and they are brand new. This is actually, I think I talked about this on my video of my cleaning my house. I'm not sure, but that's from there. We've got a pair of socks. These socks are really comfortable and soft, and it has like a little mousy face on it, so those are super cute. I got those at Target, and they were 6 for a couple dollars. We've got our 2 reusable pads. I don't know where the wet bags are, honestly, or if I ran out or what. I'm gonna see if I can maybe just buy 1 wet bag and include it in here. But I've talked a lot and read a lot about the research behind girls dropping out of school when they get their periods in a lot of countries because they don't have access to menstrual products. And that's not the kind of thing that we think about, at least, you know, in the United States, Canada, Europe. It's not the kind of thing that we think about when we think about education inequality. But it really is something that vastly contributes worldwide. I've got 2 pairs of underwear. I think one's a size 14 and one's a 12. So those are like a little bit on the older side. I do also like to include sports bras now that I think about it. And I think I might have one somewhere. I'm not positive. So I'll have to write that down for this box. So this box is going to need a sports bra. And I think that's it. I think I've included everything else. Then we've got just a regular pair of socks, our 2 washcloths in this bag that it's all going to go in. This bag will be folded up at the bottom of the box. I'm not concerned about that space. So yeah, I mean, I just have a little bit of a hard time with this age group because I want to give them toys, but I want to give them important things like school items and pads, and so it's just trying to find a balance between the fun and the necessity. So I really try hard to do that with this age group. Hopefully that gives you some ideas as to what you may want to include in your boxes. It's really just ideas. There's no right or wrong answer as to what should be included. There's certain things that I like to include in every box, but I'm sure some other people have some separate staple items that maybe I don't include in mine. So it's just really what you feel is best. And so these are my ideas. Again, no right or wrong answer, but I'm just putting it, ooh, I just like slapped my hands. But I'm just putting it up there, putting it out there to give people some ideas, and hopefully it helps.